Hi everybody, Sab in Paris here, your local friendly, I don't know what I am, but I got adopted by Paris half a lifetime ago, or Paris adopted me, I adopted Paris, I don't know. And ever since then, I've been quite creative, I guess. I was kind of creative before, but I want to share with you today a piece of art. And it's a bit of a turning point for me. It's in my Infinity² puzzle painting series, and I'm going to look at it in some detail so you'll understand exactly how these things work. So it was for Claudia, who shall remain nameless, a lady from the States who commissioned a piece for me. So it's quite a turning point. People have asked for pieces before, but no one's actually commissioned a piece. Just to show you what my stuff looks like. In the middle of this mashup of little boxes is an Infinity² puzzle painting, and actually Claudia's looks a little bit like this, but a lot different too, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. So when someone commissions a painting from me, they will get an Infinity² painting, but it will have some elements that they have suggested. For example, Claudia gave me about 2, 3, 4 colours that she likes. She told me that she likes certain symbols, and she sent me this. I mean, it was a piece of paper. I cut it out. It's actually her name in Chinese, I think, and it means friend of Asia. So it's like an honorary name, friend of Asia. And I'm going to show you the painting that I did. Here it is. Here we go. Are you ready for this? So that is the final painting. I'm about to send it off to her. So by the time you see this video, she will have it, because I'm not going to release this video until she has seen it. And I'm going to show you the actual painting. I've still got it. And I'm not sure if I was going to do it in this order or not. But there it is. And have a look at this one. Now you might be wondering what's going on here. Well, this is the first one I showed you. You've got the square and you've got the circle, and they are both complete. In this one, you've got the circle with the Chinese name is complete, but the square has been split up and is now in the corners. And here's a third version. The square is complete and the circle has been split up into the corners. So this is, but it's the same painting. It's literally the same pieces. And I'll show you some more details of that in a second. So I'm going to try and show you this. I think I have to, I don't know exactly how I'm going to manage this. I might, if I tilt the camera down, can you see anything? Yeah, you can, but I'm not sure that's the best way of doing it. So I've got these, you see, I've got these little, it comes in a box. Well, it doesn't come in a box unless you come to pick it up in Paris. And inside you have the little pieces, you see, they're this sort of size and they look like this. And I'm going to put them down on here. In fact, I'm going to put them down upside down, and I'll tell you why in a second. Okay, so they're all now upside down, not necessarily all finished, and I have no idea what, there we go. And I have no idea what order they're in, you see. So I'm going to pick up any one at random. This one here, yeah, it could have been any one. I'm going to put it in the middle. All right, that goes in the middle. Any way up, doesn't matter. And now I'm going to try and make the puzzle. So I'm going to turn these over around it. So it could have been any in the middle. Right, so around it, I'm going to go, okay, that's going to go there. That's going to go there. And that's going to go there. The orange thing coming down. There we go. That's going to go down there. Fits nicely. This is going to, no, it hasn't got a bit of orange there. So it needs, there's a bit of orange just on the edge there. So, whoops, that's going to go there. This whirly thing here looks like that. So that's going to go there. This sort of strange zenny type of symbol, that's going to go there with the jigsaw piece puzzle as well. Can you see that? There's a jigsaw piece in there as well. And this is the last one, so I guess that's going to go like that. Okay, so there it is. It's a complete puzzle starting with any piece in the middle. And by the way, Claudia, this is your video as well. So, you know, I'm so excited that you asked me to do this for you, and with the results, very, very happy. See if I can, okay, so there it is, you see, cute little, lovely little puzzle there. And now this actually sits on a little easel like this. So it needs a piece of backing. So the way you do it first, when you unwrap your puzzle, it's not in any order. It's in a mixed up order. So if you ever adopt a puzzle from me, the first way you put it together in that random way, by choosing a random one for the middle, that becomes your configuration. That is the way that it has chosen to show itself to you for the first time ever. So there it is. It sits on the desk or sits on a table, whatever you like, and there we are. And you can play with it, and you can put it together in any way you like. I really like that, actually. I love the way the circle is up in the top right, and the square is not split into the corners. You see, that's another configuration to the three I showed you. It's actually got those two sides there, which is absolutely great. I love it. I love that one. Yeah, so I was gonna, let me come back a little bit here. Yeah, I was gonna show you another way of how it works. Is that because it's got no beginning and no end, these are infinity² puzzles. So what you can do is, okay, you've got it like this. You can take one of these columns here, or rows, and put it over here, and everything matches up perfectly. The entire painting has no break in the patterns. You can also take one of these and put it down there, and the same thing happens. You can do that again and again, and it always has a complete perfect puzzle. You know, nothing here suddenly stops. Like the word continues, the square continues, the shape continues. So that's my magical Infinity² puzzle painting, and I've actually created a series of metaphors. My idea is to have, I'm kind of obsessed by the number 9, so I call this puzzle 9 while 9. And I was thinking actually, why 9 while 9? Well, 9 because there's 9 squares. It's a Yorkshire expression, by the way. I went to university in Bradford. But then I was thinking, can I just have another 9 in there, not just because there's 9 squares? And I thought, hang on, how many colours are there? So I quickly checked, and I was really excited because I thought there were 9. I counted white, black, red, orangey red, yellow, the sort of teal colour, and orange on the seed pods here. And then I thought, that's 7. Oh, I need 2 more. And then I suddenly realised, yes, there's gold and there's copper. That's 9. And I was very happy. Unfortunately, I then realised that I'd used a bit of brown on this piece here, which is actually, if you look at this more closely, this is a piece of the it's a sleeper from the old railway, the circular railway that used to go around Paris, and it's now a kind of a ghost railway. This comes from it. So when you adopt a painting from me, you get a piece of historic Paris in your very painting. Let me just show you. I'll just try and show you some of the details from the painting. No, actually, I'll show you first of all what all my paintings generally have. So there's an original signature, of course. There are little coins now and round sort of washer type things. Now these may or may not have been found in the streets of Paris. They may be French or they may be British. So you might have a centime, you might have a British penny, and the thing I like to say is that no one can say that my paintings are completely worthless, because they do have at least a penny or a centimes of worth in them. And they will have some sort of possibly geometric figures. The sliver of the old Paris railway sleeper, collected by me, of course, as I wander around Paris. Start with any central piece and the puzzle will build up around it. As you can see, the right-hand edge and the left-hand edge join up, and the top edge and the bottom edge join up. There may be some enigmatic text, and there certainly is in this one. What else? Normally an abstract design. I'm not an artist as such that paints realistic things, so I just mess around with colours and shapes and things. Always the Infinity² symbol. In this case, it's actually split over from the left-hand side. It goes back down to the right-hand side. And you can play around with the picture, ad infinitum. And there's always the Lady Eiffel muse in there. If you can see up in the top left, the little red bit there with the black, that is the Eiffel Tower, symbolically drawn. I was playing around with my mouse there, but you might not have been able to see. And for the metaphors, just want to show you some of the metaphors that you get. You get 9 metaphors with an Infinity² painting, and they look like this. So I've imagined a series of metaphors which you can play with, you can read and think about as you look at your painting. And they don't work without the painting, they are attached to the painting. So in the top left box, I give an aspect of the painting. And then in the bottom right box, I relate that to an aspect of life. And they're very, very powerful. I'm really pleased with them. I've got 9, and there's at least 9 now, so you will get 9 if you adopt a piece. There's another one. Life is a puzzle. Rule number 1, no rules. And this first one was infinite possibilities. And it all relates to life, you see. So I'm going to finish off by showing you some details from this, from Claudia's puzzle painting. There they are, all stacked up, which is kind of fun. Yeah, you can see there, when I said there's some strange symbols, I can say this now because I know she won't see it, the video, before I show her, before she receives her painting. So this is in fact her name in runes, kind of. I mean, I'm not a runes expert, but that's what it's supposed to be. Her name in runes, Claudia, and on the end of each of these there are 2 Infinity² symbols. This is my signature. I always do a signature, of course, but you know, I try and make it a beautiful one. It's on a coin. I think it's on a British penny in this case, because I was born in Britain, but I adopted France, or France adopted me. And then that's it sitting on its little easel. You can see there's her name, and there's another thing here. That's a sympathia, which is a beautiful concept that I like, from Greek, I think, and it simply means we are all connected. The Stoics use that a lot. As I said, that they can go in little boxes. If you ever want to come and see me, I'll give you a little box to take your picture away with. This, oh boy, did I have fun with this. Whew. Well, I'm not going to go into it, but just put it this way. It took a while to get this, to turn into what you see in this picture. And I am pleased with it. Now, at some point in my Infinity² painting career, I realised that they didn't have to be square. They didn't have to be 3 by 3 rows. And they literally can be. As soon as you get away from the square, the 3 by 3 rows, which, although there's a huge number of configurations, mathematically it is limited unless you start playing with, you know, angles. But as soon as you say to yourself, it doesn't have to be in the 3 by 3 grid, then of course there are an infinite number of ways in which you could put these together. And that's just an example. In this case, all the sides do link up. You see that everything links up there. But in reality, you could put it however you want. And some people, they take some fantastic creative photographs using one or more of their squares, which they've adopted. Mentioning no names, you know who you are. This is the thing all mixed up. This is how you'll find it. When it arrives to you, it is not in any configuration. It's mixed up like this, although beautifully wrapped and mixed up. Yeah, these are precious. These are precious little pieces here. This is once in a lifetime. This is absolutely unique. I've never seen anything, well, I was going to say I've never seen anything like it. I was thinking of Escher's pictures, you know, where one thing goes into another and then comes back to the beginning. It's kind of a bit like that, and yet, you know, it's not that. It's something completely different. These paintings literally have no beginning and no end. You finished the painting that I started. I don't know what configuration you're going to put it in. I don't know, I can't know, I don't want to know. You finish the painting that I started. So it's teamwork. And what else? What have I shown you? Yeah, that's the signature. There it is on its little easel. Now you can have great fun with these because you can play. There's two sides to them. They're extremely profound through the metaphors, but they're also great fun because if you get people to play with these, you knock this over and you say, "Oops, could you put it back together for me, please?" Whoever you're with, and they say, "Yeah, sure." You know, a puzzle of 9 pieces. How hard can that be? And yet, it's not just a normal puzzle because every single side attaches to another piece, and yet they can't all attach when they're in a grid shape. So kids often get it more easily than adults actually. Adults get annoyed sometimes, they get frustrated, they can't work out why, you know, that goes there and that goes there, and yet it's beautiful to see. So you can have a lot of fun with that. In fact, I've actually created a series of postcards which include a game. There's actually a game where I give you 3 postcards with 3 different puzzle pictures. And I've designed them so that you can cut up the puzzles, the postcards, into 9 squares. The instructions are there. And you can play the game or various games with the puzzle, even if you don't have your own puzzles. You could give these to people, play with your family. You can have challenges. You throw these on the table face down and see who can put them together the fastest. It's limitless. I'm hoping to move into schools at some point, get kids playing with these, and it's both fun, intriguing, and also a beautiful metaphor for connectedness. We're all connected. One of the things I do is send these individual pieces from a 9-piece puzzle around the world so that people know that their little puzzle piece, as they're sitting in Australia, they know that someone maybe in Brazil, Austria, Britain and France are all connected to them. They have the other 4 pieces, and there are other pieces here as well. So one piece actually links up to 8 other pieces. So that's another project I'm working on. And let me just finish off. So yep, they can go in any way. That does that. That is a grid showing 9 different pictures, all of the same Infinity² puzzle painting. And if you are interested, well, I guess you probably might be, you could go to the Infinity² website, which is Infini, which is French, Infini2, Infini2, which means infinity2.com. And if you want to see my other project, which is about sending individual pieces to individual, you can adopt one. Go to this website and adopt a piece, or adopt several, and give some to your friends. This is i2c.life, i2c.life, and see what that's all about. So that's what I wanted to show you. I'm really excited about it. Thank you, Claudia, for wanting to have your very own extremely personalized picture. Let me just have a look once more and see if there's some things that I wanted to point out. So this, I don't think you can see my my mouse. Okay, so I'm going to say from top left is square 1, across 2, 3. In the middle row 4, 5, 6, bottom row 7, 8, 9. So in number 2, top middle, is the Infinity² symbol, which is my symbol for these paintings. So it's an infinity, it's raised up, and it's got a little square there. So instead of the words infinity and then a little 2, it's actually a little square. Inside it is a seed. This is and you can imagine all sorts of meanings for that. There's a seed. It's a real seed, and it comes from this pod. You see the orange in the top middle, coming in at the bottom middle. It's a seed pod, which I found. Maybe I found it in Paris. Most of my stuff comes from Paris or from where I live, which is near Paris. So obviously this is a symbol of life, or symbol of whatever you like. And I put some of the seeds, I decided to put some of the seeds in various things. So I've put them in this round thing here. There's another hoopy round thing in the middle square on the top right hand corner of the black square. That also has a little seed in there. Claudius, this little noughts and crosses in the top left, there's a little noughts and crosses. I don't know if you call that tic-tac-toe maybe. And that's, I don't know why, I just love this symbol. There's something really cute about it. You can see it a little bit more there. Next to that, I put a kind of my version of the Zen symbol, like one thing going into the other, we're all connected. But instead of putting the opposing colours in the spots, I didn't put the teal in the red, the orangey red and the orangey red in the teal. I put black and white because those are the two dominant colours of the background and the black square. But then right at the last minute, I'm just wondering if I can see that. No, not there. Right at the last minute, I thought, why, look, there's two little bobbles of this jigsaw piece in the top left there, doing nothing much. And why don't I put the missing dots from the Zen symbol on there? So I did. And then, to be honest, I have played around with her two key colours, apart from black and white. I tried to make them dominate, because it's a very colourful picture. But I tried to have the tealy type thing, and the orangey red, very rich orangey red, all over the place. So you can see in the middle, in number 2, there's lots of it. In number 3 here, top right, she said she liked symbols of hands and she liked globes. So that's actually a globe on a hand. Maybe you can see a little bit more there. Yeah, up in the top left there. That's a globe on a hand. I'm not an artist, so it's not easy for me to draw anything realistic at all. That was my attempt, with a bit of a sort of genie vibe coming in there at the bottom of the hand. And hang on, I'm looking for the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, it's upside down, but in the bottom left there, you can see an upside down Eiffel Tower with its, maybe in this one. Yeah, there it is, bottom left again, with its little spotlight, which turns around at night, and then it sometimes sparkles. So there's always an Eiffel Tower in my picture somewhere, folks. This long thing, you can see this long sort of spiky long thing, that's some wildlife. That's from a tree, a pine tree or something. So there's that, which gives it some nice interest. And there's jigsaw pieces, of course, all over to help you put your puzzle together when you're playing with it. And another thing that came to me as I was doing this puzzle, as I was doing this painting, I realised I linked my name, my signature on the penny, to this swirly thing, which is on top of teal and orangey red again, with a couple of tiny little teal and orangey red dots in the middle, but you can't really see them. And I realised I could make that sort of thread link up to her signature, and then in the top right there, that gold thread goes off the top of the picture and of course comes in at the bottom onto another jigsaw piece and back into the whirl. So we're all connected, isn't that beautiful? And I think that's pretty much it. I tried to fit, you know, you can do too much, you can try and fit too much in and it becomes a mess. I'm not saying it's a mess or that it isn't a mess. It is what it is. And she said she was happy to receive anything that I did. And this is what she's going to get. There's one other thing, a tiny little die in there, in the middle of the square. I was dubious about putting anything in the middle of the square so as not to weaken the impact of the very hard-hitting square on the white. But I love the die as a symbol. I don't know what a symbol of what, chance maybe, fate. So I popped a little die in there as well. Oh, one other thing actually, on the piece of the Paris sleeper from the old defunct railway is in fact a word. And the word is almost impossible to read because I didn't want it to compete with her runic signature, but the word is actually Paris. And I think I'm pretty much done. So there it is, 3 versions of the same one. 1, a 2, a 3. That's what she's going to get. I hope she likes it. Hope you like it, Claudia. I really do. And, well, if anyone else wants one, you know where I am. just come to Paris, you'll find me around here, these parts somewhere. So thanks for watching, and bye from me, Sab in Paris, and Infinity², the Infinity² painting guy. Take care. Thanks for being part of my creative universe and for letting me be part of yours. Bye for now.